I was sitting in my cramped little rental apartment, staring at the peeling wallpaper when my son called. His voice was hesitant, like he was reading from a script. "Mom, we've sold your city apartment. It was for the better investments for the family. You'll be okay in that rental for now." He hung up quickly, as if afraid I'd argue. 40 years of love and sacrifice, and they tossed me aside like an old shoe. But I smiled through the tears, because there was something my son and his wife didn't know about me or my late husband. My name is Eleanor Vance, and I'm 74 years old. Until that call, I thought my family was everything. I'd become a widow 8 months ago. My husband, Harold, had slipped away peacefully in his sleep after a long battle with illness. We'd been married for 52 years, building a quiet life together. He was a simple accountant, or so I believed, always handling our finances with care. After he passed, my son, David, and his wife, Rebecca, stepped in more often. They'd visit, help with errands, and Rebecca would say things like, "Mom, you're not getting any younger. Let us handle the big stuff." I trusted them, why wouldn't I? They were family. Our city apartment had been our home for decades. Harold and I bought it when David was just a boy. It was cozy, with a view of the park where we'd walk every evening. Summers there were filled with family barbecues. Holidays with laughter echoing through the rooms. David brought Rebecca home there for the first time, and later they announced their engagement in our living room. I cooked for them, cleaned up after their messes, and never complained. It was what mothers do. The apartment wasn't fancy, but it was ours, full of memories. Rebecca never liked it, though. She'd wrinkle her nose and say, "This place is so outdated, Eleanor. We could flip it for something modern." David would nod along, his eyes avoiding mine. I sensed the tension but brushed it off. After Harold died, they convinced me to move to this tiny rental temporarily while they sorted things. I packed my bags, thinking it was for my own good. Little did I know, they were plotting to sell it behind my back. When David called that day, confirming the sale, my heart shattered. "Better investments," he said. For who? Not for me. I was left with a few boxes of clothes and photos in a one-room rental that smelled of mold. Rebecca had probably pushed him into it. She always had big dreams of luxury living. I sat there, feeling smaller than ever, but then a memory flickered. Harold had given me a bundle of old letters before he passed. "Keep these safe, Ellie," he'd whispered. "If times get tough, read them carefully." I tucked them away in a drawer, forgotten amid the grief. I laughed a deep, freeing laugh that echoed in the empty room. All those years, Harold played the humble accountant, but he'd been a genius investor. He'd hidden it to protect us from greed. Writing in his note, I saw how money changes people. "Ellie, let David prove his heart first." Irony stung. My son had failed that test. That night, I couldn't sleep. I paced the tiny space, replaying years of subtle slights. Rebecca's comments about my old-fashioned ways. David's avoidance when bills came up. They'd sold my apartment for quick cash, probably to fund their fancy lifestyle trips. Cars, renovations on their condo. But what hurt most was the betrayal. I'd given everything, my time, my love, and they saw me as a burden. The next morning, my phone rang. It was Rebecca, her voice syrupy sweet. "Eleanor, honey, how are you holding up? We deposited your share from the sale. It's not much, but it tied you over. David and I are so excited about our new ventures. My share of my own home." I kept my tone steady. "That's kind of you. When did you decide this?" "Oh, weeks ago. You understand, right? At your age, that big apartment was too much. We're thinking of you." I hung up, my comm cracking into resolve. They thought I'd fade away quietly, but Harold's empire gave me power. I called Harold's old lawyer, Mr. Ellis, a kind man who'd handled our wills. "Eleanor, it's been too long. What's wrong?" I explained everything: the sale, the letters, the hidden assets. His voice sharpened. Those documents are ironclad. The apartment sale was fraudulent. You never signed consent. We can void it immediately. And the condo, it's yours. We can issue notices today. No lawsuits yet, I said. I want to handle this my way. Quietly reclaim what's mine, then let them learn. He agreed, and we set to work. Over the next weeks, I lived a double life. By day, I was the frail widow in her rental, accepting pity from neighbors who whispered about my ungrateful kids. By night, I pored over papers with Mr. Ellis, transferring controls, freezing accounts. First, the apartment. Mr. Ellis nullified the sale. The buyers, innocent, got refunds. I got it back, untouched. Then the utilities, and extras tied to my name like the internet and cable in. Their condo suspended for maintenance. Texts came, "Mom, our power's flickering. Can you check?" I replied innocently, "Must be a glitch." Digging deeper, I found Edward Waite. David and Rebecca's finances were a mess. They'd racked up debts, using the condo as collateral for loans, not knowing it wasn't theirs. Banks were circling. Mr. Ellis sent the eviction notice anonymously through the company. It arrived while they were hosting a party. I knew from Rebecca's social media posts. Panic set in. David called, frantic. "Mom, something's wrong. We got an eviction from our condo. The owner says it's not ours." "Owner," I feigned surprise. "But you said it was a great deal." "It's a mistake." Rebecca's hysterical. "Can you help?" "Come see me," I said. Wheelwalk. They arrived at my rental, looking disheveled. Rebecca's makeup was smudged. David's tie askew. "Eleanor, this is a disaster," she whined. "We might lose everything." I led them to the table, spreading Harold's letters. "Sit, there's something you don't know." As I revealed the empire, the properties, the wealth, their faces paled. "Dad did all this," David whispered. "Yes, and he hid it to test character. You failed, selling my home, stranding me here." Rebecca stammered, "We thought for the family." "Your family, not mine." I slid the condo deed. "That's mine too. The eviction is real." David broke down. "Mom, I'm sorry." Rebecca pushed, but I let her. We were drowning in debt. The truth spilled. Rebecca's spending, David's job loss hidden from me. They'd seen me as easy prey. I leaned in. Family isn't about taking. It's respect, support. You've learned it the hard way. We met at Mr. Ellis's office. Terms, they vacate the condo in 30 days. Repay the apartment sale money and no more help without asking. David apologized tearfully. Rebecca sulked but signed. Months later, I moved back to my apartment, refreshed it with Harold's funds. David visits alone now, rebuilding trust. Rebecca, distant but civil. I volunteer at a senior center, sharing my story to warn others, value your elders. Secrets can surprise. Life's moral: don't underestimate the quiet ones. We hold empires within. Welcome to my channel, where I share real-life stories of strength and second chances. If you enjoyed this, hit subscribe, like, and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what's next. Stories that inspire and remind us family is earned. See you soon.